Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Welcome back to Edessa. And this particular thing, Al Qadir remembers the words of a particular Ancilla, Garnet, the Malkavian, of, best way, a tone of caution and challenge to him. He has noticed ever since that particular night that he's been having interesting visions of the possible future, or maybe the state of being for now. So, not to disappoint this particular Malkavian, he has looked for him in the horse stables, with his senses about, as he is aware that the ones of the moon have a tendency to hide in plain sight. So he does not speak his name, he just simply wanders and looks with his eyes.
So as you wander, you come up to a fairly large horse stable. The horses are milling about. Some retract from you due to obviously your canine condition. But eventually, as you're wandering, you're peering, looking for the things that are unseen. It's almost as if he comes from vapor. Probably at the corner of your shoulder, you hear, "So you finally came." He kind of leans up against one of the paddocks.
Okay. Kadir does not move and in fear or surprise, but he does turn and responds, I didn't want to disappoint a proper challenge.
I see. He'll smile softly. It's good that you're here. I wasn't sure if you would. Wasn't sure if you'd seen yet.
I've seen a lot of things these past nights.
I can imagine you have. How did it feel?
So it was you. Ebony might have thought it may have been you with my description, but I felt it'd be unfair to accuse you of. Well,
It was me. What? He'll smile. It was me what?
to put it frankly, cursing me.
Cursing. He'll say, like a curious little smile on his face. Cursing, no. I don't curse things. From what you tell me you've seen, so your eyes must have been open. I was asking you how did it feel to see the things that nobody else sees?
Some were disconcerting, some brought things into certain lights. I honestly wasn't very sure. I haven't had visions like that, not even with sight.
Hmm. Then you've been given a rare gift. To see, even for a moment, beneath the crack.
Uh, he takes a moment to look at Garnett, and he doesn't look like he's upset or angry or anything like that. It's more like he's just kind of listening to his words and letting them sink in. Just... Well, said the children of the moon are known to see many, many things. As their wisdom is balanced as it is confusing to the ones that don't understand.
Of course. For how can you understand a madman? You smile softly. But you still come to heed a madman's words, even if the child of the moon is curious about your arrival. So tell me about yourself then, Al Qadir of Clan Asamite.
I'm a, I'm a humble servant of Clan and of the children of Seth.
I see. And you spoke with such vigor the last time I saw you.
I've been further humbled. Pride easily disturbs one's focus.
What humbled you?
The visions, my words bringing forth the destruction of a member of the children of Cain, and the possible social unrest I may have caused.
You're humbled by the chaos of it all. Is that it?
That I am.
You know, chaos and all its trappings are a very curious thing. Sometimes they can enlighten you, and other times they can crumble like dust in your hand.
That's the power of change. You never know what you might get.
It's the beauty of it, wouldn't you think?
There's an appeal to it.
And yet, the child of Cain who now chose his actions is no longer in this world. It's ironic. He spoke of such wisdom and displayed such brutality.
Unfortunately, it's in their nature.
It is. So why do you mourn something that only gave into its nature, that was a slave to its nature?
Gus, he had the potential to do more. As a clan of Assamite, I'm well aware of the power of bringing forth the end of things.
Not However, whether you're an Assamite or a Malkavian, something that is a carnel to its nature, something that holds on to it, something that lets that side of them control themselves. That is not something to mourn, but mourn, no, you pity it, for he never had control over the thing that lurks deep down inside him.
Maybe he just wasn't prepared for the sudden change, regardless of its consistency.
Few are, but yet you presented him sudden change and he fell by the wayside. It is only natural for you, one so young as yourself, to be in shock over the loss. However, do not mourn something that was never going to break its chains of the carnal beast inside him.
Then you said you're hardened by decades of life. I have not reached that point.
Of course, it is very surreal for a neonate to try to understand the Ancilla's perspective on things. However, that doesn't mean you can start trying to understand.
And he nods to that. It's just a waste to see potential go to waste.
Of course, of anyone. But to can be consumed and mourn the chaotic change is something that I'd fear you'll be wasting your potential in doing, my dear friend.
My clanmates said a similar thing. I guess I maybe put too much weight in the skills that I would provide to the city. I expected, I guess, in a pipe dreams falling, that things would go more smoothly. But that's a dream. It's just reality.
Suppose it is.
I must say, Ancilla, though I have not been here long, I don't hear your name on the winds as often compared to the others.
Most seek to charge their name out. Most seek to claim what they claim. And some others like to build quietly and unbeknownst. You see, this is my land, my domain. Mine. But yet nobody troubles me. Nobody knows the things I do. Nobody bothers with the Malkavian in the corner. Why? Because they're too busy clamoring over each other.
That is true.
It
I
is
cannot
better.
deny that.
Sometimes it is better to have your name not constantly said in the wind. That way the wind won't know what you're doing.
And he nods that. Will you truly have dominion over the farmland, or at least a large portion of it?
You'll nod. Given to me by our fair prince.
And this may not be a concern to you, but it has been a concern of mine. You know of the economic strife that the people of this land are going through right now, specifically with the farmers.
Nod slowly. I'm aware.
I have already invested a large amount of my resources to help with that. I would appreciate if further support could be brought to them.
Hmm. Nod. Think. Like processing. I could provide a decent hedgeway. I could help provide perhaps better avenues, better terms of employment. I do need stable hands. But if I was to do this for you, if I was to help you, what would you do for me? How would you help a Malkavian?
I am a keeper by trade, so, and I am trained in the ways of the secrets and lores of Hakim. I have talents that may interest you.
Nods, like, okay. Hmm.
And as he says that, more or less just for effect, he'll bring out a small knife and cut a part of his hand open and begin chanting a bit in Arabic and blowing the blood of his hand across it, and the winds will start kind of picking up slightly as he blows into his hand.
Kind of watches curiously, studying.
And as soon as he stops blowing on his hand, the winds begin to cease, and he wipes his hand clean into his other palm.
Kind of just smile softly. Very well then, young Asamite. I will do my best to help out with the farmers and abate whatever crisis I can, and in return you shall teach me something. Something that you, an Asamite, holds dear. Just one thing. I will not ask for more, but just one thing.
And he looks at him and says that there are certain secrets I am not allowed to teach,
Of
but I can
course.
use those abilities in your name if you wish me to.
Of course, and I would not ask you to teach me them. Every clan has its secrets. You smile very softly, very genuinely, like, oh no, you're totally fine. But he puts his arm around him very slowly. You have it right. I will need a man like you to perhaps service some needs I might have. Or perhaps you could teach me something, maybe give me a greater perspective. But whatever I ask, whether it is a lesson or a task, will you do it?
In honor of the system of the boons, as long as it's new, not too outrageous or too little for your appreciation. I will do my best.
You just smile. I'm glad we could come to that agreement. Besides, we don't need to make these boons an official. This is a favor among friends. After all, your clan and my clan could have a beneficial arrangement, and consider this maybe perhaps a cautious first step.
And he nods, and there's definitely a hint of apprehension in here in your closeness and your words that he cannot keep to himself.
Do not worry. Once you are on my stables, no harm comes to you. That is my rule unless you break my hospitality. That is a code I live by. I am
I see.
respectful to all, from neonate to elder, who take a time to visit me on my land.
And he nods to that. I must ask, what do you hope to bring to Edessa? Why be here?
Hmm. It's a curious question. He says he's walking slowly beside you. The Malkavians in this city, in these lands, have been quiet for a long time. We have remained in the shadows. We have let others mock us, let others bring us down. I intend to make sure the Malkavians have at least something to cling on to, something to last. And of course, to sell my beautiful, beautiful horses. After all, I am a simple man that way.
And he nods, willing to accept your answer. And he'll simply say, then I would say our wills align more than I expected them to.
Well, not. And your goals, then? What does the budding young Assamite want from the city?
To remind them that our clan is to be respected, not to be feared. To remind that Assamite has been here, able and willing and waiting to show its skills and appreciation to all children of Cain. But we feel that our presence in Edessa has been light.
Mm. Assamites have been fairly quiet from what I'm seeing.
And he nods to that. It is unfortunate. But I hope with the deeds I can bring to the city, with the honor and glory that I can bring forth, that even if we are still quiet, we are at least sought after.
Nods very slowly. I can respect that. After all, in order to establish yourself as a place, as a bastion for people to turn to, you have to build quietly.
And he nods. And
But consider the children of the moon have always been interested in helping people wish to take that first step.
and he again nods, but the apprehension is again strong in his motions. And and he'll go into a side bag that he carries, and will bring out a small stone and place it in his palm and gesture it to Garnet to take.
What is this?
A piece of me, and if you wouldn't mind, I'd like a piece of you as well.
A piece of me? You stand there smiling. Do you not trust me?
No, this is not a gesture referring to a lack of trust. This is a gesture showing that I do trust you.
That I would give you a piece of myself.
As I have given one to you. It will allow us to stay more connected.
I see. He starts to circle you slowly, staring down at the stone. It's a curious thing. Something to offer, something to be cautious of. For the language, a piece of one person to be closer. He'll tilt his head to the side. What have you done to earn a piece of me?
And he'll gesture. He'll nod his head slightly. That is a valid point. What have I earned?
You have earned my curiosity, my dear boy. You've earned my, let's just say, faith that our first step will be a good one. But a piece of me is something you'll lean right in so he whispers in your ear that very few ever get. For how could I give a piece of myself when I am shattered into many?
And he again nods. And he puts the stone back into its bag. Said, "Maybe I'm being too bold." Said,
He'll pat you on the shoulder. Sometimes it is better to take the deal you have and take the first cautious step rather than jump, my dear boy.
and again he nods. Said, then unless you wish more of me today, then I must be going. I need to prepare a few things.
Well, I wish you luck. And I hope you await my call.
I hope not to disappoint you, good sir. And he bows.
I hope not either. After all, such youth should never be wasted.
And he says nothing as he rises, and then he finally states, "Good evening, Garnet."
Good evening. May God light your path, Al-Qadir.
And he nods as he begins leaving the farmlands in the direction of the Jewish quarters.
Garen just watches him leave with a little smirk on his face.
And with that, thank you, players, for playing. Thank you, watchers, for watching. Have a good morning, evening, or night.